What's up, everyone? Looking at the Lakers roster right now, one of the clear priorities is adding a versatile 3-and-D wing, someone who can contribute defensively and also stretch the floor. Beyond that, there's the question of bolstering the front court, specifically adding a backup center or a defensive-minded big. Whether they decide to keep Maxey Kleber or move him in a trade, the team could benefit from having a rim protector, someone capable of blocking shots and anchoring the defense alongside LeBron, Luka, or Austin Reeves. That said, this isn't an emergency need. If the Lakers choose to stick with their current big men, it's manageable. DeAndre Ayton's health is a major factor, but as long as he can stay on the court for roughly 65 games, the Lakers should be in solid shape. Jackson Hayes has shown he can step up when needed, at least during the regular season. However, relying on him as a starter in the playoffs is questionable. Come postseason, DeAndre is likely to play heavy minutes, with small ball lineups occasionally rotating in, and Hayes would probably see limited action, maybe 8 to 10 minutes, depending on the rotation. It's also important to note that Hayes has waived his no-trade clause, which opens the door for potential future moves. The Lakers could explore packaging him in a trade or using him as salary filler to acquire someone like Nick Richards or another backup big later in the season. Right now, there's no pressing need to make such a move, but the flexibility exists if the right opportunity arises. Meanwhile, the priority might be better placed elsewhere. The Lakers could focus on acquiring a 3-and-D wing, adding scoring depth off the bench, or finding a player capable of producing instant offense without relying on LeBron, Luka, or Reeves. Someone like Malik Monk, for example, who could come off the bench, play 20 minutes, and contribute 15 points, would relieve some pressure on the starters while keeping the offense fluid. One potential target for a low-risk, high-reward addition could be Charles Bassey. He's a candidate more for a training camp or Exhibit 10 deal rather than a major signing. Bassey has a lot of the attributes the Lakers value: defensive versatility, athleticism, rim protection, and the ability to serve as a lob threat. His per-36 defensive stats are impressive, and if he can stay healthy, he could develop into a valuable contributor. The biggest concern with Bassey has always been durability. He's never played a full season, with his career high being just 36 games. But at 24, turning 25 early in the season, he still has time to develop and adapt, particularly with the Lakers' revamped medical and training staff. Compared to Jackson Hayes, Bassey might offer more defensive discipline and a more reliable presence on the floor. Hayes has high potential, is athletic, and can protect the rim, but timing and consistency remain areas of development. Bassey could offer a more polished defensive option while still providing the athleticism and shot-blocking presence the Lakers need. This makes him an intriguing, cost-effective addition, especially as an alternative to pursuing a trade. If the Lakers were to make a deal for someone like Matisse Thybulle or Robert Williams, it would follow a similar logic, leveraging the team's medical and training staff to maximize a player's availability and performance. Bassey fits that mold perfectly, a young, athletic big who could be molded into a reliable contributor, provided he remains healthy and receives consistent playing time. At 6'10", roughly 235 to 240 pounds, with a wingspan around 7.4, he has the tools to defend multiple positions, protect the rim, and excel in pick-and-roll situations. In short, Bassey could be the kind of versatile, defensive-minded big the Lakers are looking for, without needing to make a significant trade. Looking ahead, another player the Lakers might consider integrating more fully into their rotation is Christian Koloko. His skill set provides a unique combination of floor spacing and defensive versatility, which could complement the roster nicely, especially if roster adjustments like trading Maxey Kleber or moving Jackson Hayes come to fruition. Imagine a front-court scenario with Ayton, Charles Bassey, and Koloko. Bassey would act as the defensive anchor and rim protector, while Koloko could stretch the floor, knock down threes, and run the court as a lob threat, giving the Lakers a dynamic and multi-dimensional front court. Koloko's role wouldn't need to be overwhelming. He wouldn't be expected to carry the load as a primary starter, like he might have in previous situations on other teams. Instead, he would be there to fill gaps, provide spot minutes, and contribute in 10 to 15-minute stretches. On some nights, he might start or play extended minutes as the primary backup big, but generally, he'd serve as a situational asset, ready to step in and maintain energy and defensive intensity when called upon. The beauty of this approach is that the Lakers wouldn't be dependent on him to be a franchise cornerstone. He's an insurance policy, a flexible piece that could pay dividends if he remains healthy and continues to develop. This is where Charles Bassey comes into play as well. Bringing him in on a training camp or Exhibit 10 deal allows the Lakers to assess his potential without a long-term commitment. They could gauge his fitness, readiness, and ability to contribute in real-game scenarios. If he impresses during Summer League, training camp, or the preseason, he could earn meaningful minutes off the bench, and the Lakers could then feel more confident about pursuing higher-profile acquisitions like Matisse Thybulle or exploring other trade possibilities. Bassey's success would essentially unlock additional flexibility for the front office, giving them options they might not otherwise have. Taking calculated risks on young or underutilized talent is increasingly critical under the new CBA. Teams need to identify undervalued players, sign them to low-cost deals, and provide development opportunities. Not every gamble will succeed. Just like in the draft, there will be misses, but the upside of a single hit can outweigh multiple minor setbacks. Bassey represents one of those potential high-upside options, a young, athletic big who can contribute defensively, protect the rim, and act as a lob threat, all at minimal financial cost. By gradually integrating players like Bassey and Koloko, the Lakers could develop a versatile front-court rotation. Ayton could serve as the floor-stretching, skilled big, capable of creating spacing and running the court, while Bassey could anchor the defense. If Ayton consistently hits threes and expands his offensive range, the Lakers could even run lineups featuring both players simultaneously, providing a blend of floor spacing, rim protection, and athleticism that could be extremely valuable in late-game situations. Even in limited minutes, Bassey has already demonstrated efficiency and impact. In small sample sizes, his per-36 numbers are eye-catching. In roughly 10 minutes per game, he's produced around 4 to 5 points and 4 to 5 rebounds, with his defensive presence evident in blocks and contests. Extrapolated, he could provide the Lakers with a dependable double-double threat off the bench on nights when Ayton or other starters rest. Pairing him with a player like Luka Doncic could create a dynamic duo, a defensively capable big who can contest shots and protect the rim, paired with a playmaking star who drives offensive efficiency. Overall, the strategy here is clear. The Lakers can cultivate depth and flexibility without committing heavily to one player. Koloko and Bassey, if managed correctly, could become core pieces of a balanced rotation, providing defensive reliability, floor spacing, and occasional scoring, all while keeping the team agile for future trades or acquisition. The key will be health, development, and timing. But with the right approach, these young bigs could prove to be instrumental pieces in building a championship-contending roster. Now, let's dive deeper into the numbers and what they indicate about Charles Bassey's potential impact. While his raw per-game stats might not jump off the page due to limited minutes, his per-36 numbers tell a much more promising story. Last season, Bassey appeared in 36 games, averaging just 10.4 minutes per contest. Within that span, he attempted 3.3 field goals per game, converting at an efficient 58.1% from two-point range. Notably, his three-point attempts were minimal, almost negligible, so it's difficult to gauge his long-range capabilities, though he has shown some ability to knock down triples in prior seasons. In 2022-2023, for example, over 35 games at 14.5 minutes per game, he hit 37.5% from three-point range, albeit on only 0.2 attempts per game. While the sample size is small, it suggests that with targeted development, he could contribute as a floor spacing option, even if modestly, which is invaluable for a team like the Lakers seeking versatile front-court options. Free throw shooting is an area that needs attention. Bassey has a career free throw percentage of around 65%, and while he has shown flashes of improvement in extremely limited attempts, for instance shooting 83.3% on 0.3 attempts in one season, it remains inconsistent. Nevertheless, for a player who is primarily valued for rim protection and defense, these numbers can be improved with consistent practice, and the Lakers' revamped medical and training staff supporting his development. Looking at his per-game contributions in limited minutes, Bassey averaged roughly 4.2 rebounds, including 1.6 offensive rebounds, nearly 2 per contest, along with about half an assist, half a steal, 1 full block, and 4.4 points per game. Now, when these stats are extrapolated per 36 minutes, his potential really becomes apparent. Approximately 15 points, 15 rebounds, 2 assists, 1.5 steals, and 3 blocks per game. That's the profile of a true defensive anchor who can dominate the paint, protect the rim, and provide consistent athletic energy on both ends of the floor. His shot blocking and rim protection alone make him a valuable asset. But combined with his athleticism and ability to defend in space, Bassey could evolve into a multi-positional defender capable of anchoring a Lakers front court rotation. Of course, the question remains, can he stay healthy and consistent? That's the key variable. If Bassey can maintain his physical readiness and continue to develop his offensive skills, particularly in limited floor spacing situations, he could become an extremely cost-effective contributor. This approach aligns perfectly with the Lakers' current roster strategy. Integrate young, high-upside talent in a controlled manner, provide developmental opportunities through Summer League, training camp, or even the G League affiliate, and allow these players to grow into meaningful roles without the pressure of immediately carrying the team. It's about measured risk-taking, identifying undervalued players like Bassey who can provide depth, versatility, and defensive impact, all while preserving flexibility for future trades or high-profile acquisition. Ultimately, if Bassey can reach even a portion of his per-36 potential, he would become one of the Lakers' premier rim protectors and shot blockers. His combination of size, athleticism, and defensive instincts could make him a foundational piece off the bench, capable of providing instant energy and impact in short bursts. Integrating him effectively could allow the Lakers to maintain flexibility with other big men like Ayton or Koloko, ensuring a balanced, versatile, and defensively stout front court. So, that's the analysis. Bassey has clear limitations, particularly around health and consistency, but the upside is undeniable if he can develop properly. It's a classic high-reward scenario, and one the Lakers are well-positioned to manage, given their improved staff and organizational approach. With strategic minutes, careful management, and targeted development, he could be a quietly pivotal piece for the Lakers next season.